All right, everybody, welcome to my example of a Mythic Plus run. So some people were interested in seeing how I actually do healing in Mythic Plus. So I'm going to pretty much theory to practice it for everybody. It's just a fancy way of saying I'm doing a key. So I know Shadowmoon Burial Grounds is an easy one, but I just got done with some other ones and I feel like doing something easy. So going to do basically what I talked about in my tutorial video. So keeping Life Bloom up on everybody in the group, or not everybody, myself and the tank. Wow, it's a Death Knight tank, so this will be exciting. And then yeah, it's just a lot of throwing hots up on everybody else, and occasionally using Sunfire to do a little bit of extra damage. Whenever you got a nice opportunity to roar, do that, because it'll get you to where you need to go. Stuff like this can avoid the spawn as long as everybody's quick. Another big part of healing is just knowing the mechanics in the dungeon and knowing when to use certain things. It's like I know the tank's going to take some damage and other people will take damage from stepping on stuff. Because, you know, that's just the way people be sometimes. But when I got some time, everybody's looking topped off fairly well. I'm going to sit here and do a little bit of DPS and pop back out, refresh my life blooms, and then do my Swift Mend Wild Growth Jazz. And here we go. Hopefully the tank will go down here. Nope, didn't. So if you're doing this, one thing I do here when I'm tanking is I will grab all these and just jump down the hole, because all the spiders will evade and then just teleport down to you. So it makes it a lot easier to save a couple seconds here. But yep, always keeping the efflorescence up, keeping the heals on people, throwing Sunfire out on groups. Clearing the Thundering when you need to. Now, the Thundering management is kind of useful if you're in a group or on a group of mobs that aren't doing a ton of damage. It's pretty useful to maintain that as much as you can, just to keep the extra bit of healing that you can get from it. Tank is making me worried. And just some rats to do a little extra damage. And this guy's over here saying every time I touch, I get this feeling. And every time we kiss, I reach for the sky. Can't you feel my heartbeat slow? I want you to know. I need you in my life. Man, that's like an old song. DJ Sammy back in the day. All right. So on this boss, you just have to be prepared for the AoE damage that she does when she casts that. I'll usually put my vortex if it starts getting close inside the runes. And for thundering, pay attention so that you don't end up not being able to clear when you need to clear. And hot everybody up prior to this happening, so that way you don't fall behind. We got a second to do some cooldowns, so misclicked my life bloom a little bit, but it's all right. Worked out because he was low anyway. Like they're hopefully going to kill that ad before it starts doing a lot of damage. So on Tyrannical Week, it is this boss can get real squirrely because that AoE that he does is absolutely horrible. If you start getting a little bit low, don't hesitate to just use the Convoke Nature Swiftness Convoke, and then Efflorescence if you need it as well. But overall, we're good. Give everybody a roar to get us going. So when I do this group, I usually just let the if it's with a group I know, I'll just interrupt all these. Tank's getting kind of low, so give them the old Iron Bark. Give everybody else some stuff, and then I'm gonna throw Tranquility up so I can pay attention to the interrupts, because it looks like we need one. Good. That guy's just standing in Sanguine, so kind of sucks, but is what it is. Got a stun, just gonna do that to stop the domination from getting off. Don't forget about your racials, they are super useful. I like Tauren just because I can stun things and I don't normally have any other stuns. Oh good, I'm getting bombarded because I'm healing. So I'm getting threat from healing. Cool, good job guys. Pretty critical for people to interrupt the death bolts there because it's not just a name. Really wasn't, or death blast rather. I'll take care of it because nobody else is. When you have a decent group that knows how to dodge things and avoid excess damage, you have a lot more time at DPS, but this is just entirely a pug group that I joined into, so really don't have high faith in any of their abilities. Might get a little bit of time to get into cat form and do some damage, so I will. And Efflorescence was enough to keep everybody alive there, so that's all I needed to do, so that's what I did. Then a good Sanguine, tactically, totally worth doing. Never be the person that pulled the gravestones here. That would be horrible. Everyone will make fun of you. They're all gonna laugh at you. For this boss, not really a whole lot to worry about other than don't stand and stuff. And keep the life bloom up on him. Regrowth on everybody else. Hunched over there. And then throw a wild growth up, and then I got plenty of time to do put some damage in on them. Looks like everybody's doing what they're supposed to. Oh no! Alright, so before you go into the Soul Steal phase, you gotta try and get like some good damage in on things. Really up to you, but however you want to kill this thing, they die pretty quick, especially if you pop Vigilance. Nature's Vigil. It's pretty good at killing the little ad there, especially on a non-tyrannical week. But just throwing out some regrowths, and then I'm gonna try to put some damage in on the boss. Using swipe, hitting whatever I can. Use my combo points when I get a chance. If you're good, what you'll do is you'll activate this stone over here right before the boss dies, because that's gonna get pulled anyway. But I probably could have done that, I just didn't, so it's what it is. Things getting low, so Iron Bark, Cliff Mend, Wild Growth, everything. Try to get everybody popped off because there's a lot of random damage that's going to come through here. I'm getting a little bit low, so just use my renewal. Try to keep the efflorescence where people are so that you get your maximum benefit from it. I haven't actually had to use my Convoke, which is really more or less just a emergency heal when you have a decent group, or you use it for like Halls of Valor, good spots during the shield. You should have it up actually during like every shield as long as you do it early on in the, like as soon as the bubble comes up, you want to just Convoke, and then Efflorescence if you can. The second one I usually do Tranquility as it's starting to, as we like move over. And I'm just gonna cast some Wrath. Maybe a swipe. Pop out with Sunfire and Moonfire and some more Wraths. Not really taking a whole lot of damage here, so it is one of the nice things about Death Knight tanks, as long as they're doing what they're supposed to, which is also my main, but as long as they're doing what they're supposed to, you pretty much can just let them be. Just keep an eye on their runic power. And as long as they've got runic power, they should be okay. Another one of those times when it's like, all right, we got a bunch of damage coming up, so what I'm going to do is throw out my Convoke Nature's Swiftness and Nature's Vigil. That way I get some extra damage in while we're going along here. So maybe they'll pop my damage up to about 20k there, which is good for a little pack like that. And just a little bit of cat weaving whenever you got time. Oh god. Managed to get some threat there. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. So we got 2 stacks of necrotic, whatever. I'm gonna get hit. Oh, somehow managed to just get in between those volcanics. So when I see something like 2 necrotics get off, that's a good time to be like, all right, Tranquility, just emergency, keep everybody alive, because it's about to get scary. But they got it that time, so we're good. No. Okay, good. Good tank. You do not need that group for any reason. Now the tank is, I don't know, doing what. Didn't have threat there for a hot minute. Alright, so we got the bats, as is tradition. This is a good time to... Oh shit. It's a good time to use your Roar to prevent them from casting if you get a chance to do it. Which I had one, so I did it. And then here is, oh, I'm out of mana, that's why I'm doing nothing right now. So if you run out of mana like I did, just go ahead and innervate yourself, because you gotta heal. So use my own water instead of the mage's, because I'm an idiot, so whatever. But, yep, taking a second to get some mana back, throw Life Bloom back up over there, throw a couple Rejuves out. Gotta clear stacks. And everything's going pretty smoothly, so clear out a Wild Growth, Sunfire, Moonfire, Adaptive Swarm, switch over to Cat form, put in a little damage. Next boss is pretty boring really, because you don't have to heal a lot. As long as everybody's not getting hit by junk, you should be fine. But yeah, like Death Knight should be having an easy time with this because all they have to do is basically use Death's Advance at the right time. That guy put that in the worst possible place. So I'm going to put the efflorescence down on the piles because it'll most likely get everybody and keep everybody alive. And I'll just throw up a wild growth, throw up adaptive swarm, and then just start doing some wraths to get some damage. I got Nature's Vigil coming up in, oh my god, that guy died. Just got a battle res ready, so good to go. But yeah, I got Nature's Vigil coming up, so I'm going to be looking at using that with a Convoke. I don't know where everybody just went. So if you happen to get Adaptive Swarm up right before he teleports, you can actually throw that out and you can follow the spell effect to where he's going, which is a useful little trick just to keep yourself aware of what's happening. But not really necessary, just something that you can do. Crap, I'm out of my Death Knight, so I have to actually stand in this. This guy is in the water somewhere. Made it out. Good for him. So you can say to use Adaptive Swarm, and I know he's going right over there. So good example of how to use that on this particular fight. All right, so good. I didn't use Nature's Vigil, so I'll just use it here. Probably get somebody to not interrupt anyway, so it'll be exciting. But yeah, pull out Nature's Vigil. Hopefully, didn't get lucky. The no Wild Growth cast on that, so it's unfortunate. But Wild Growth doesn't count towards the damage from Nature's Vigil anyway, so it's not a big deal. Still able to pop up to about 20k, so not bad. All right, so for this one, you want to try to get Tranquility going right at the start before they start putting down the purple bubbles that you have to dodge. So I'm going to hit Tranquility right off the bat just to keep everybody topped off during the pulses because they do a lot of damage. And then I'm going to make sure I got Rejuvenate rolling on everybody. Swift Command and Wild Growth as soon as I can. Refreshing Rejuves as I go, refreshing Life Blooms. Just make sure everybody's topped off. Get your, oh my god. That was, it was fine. Everything's fine. Just got hit by a little bit of a pulse there. Or a circle. Gambled on a cast, shouldn't have. But it's alright, everybody's still not alive, except for that guy. Standing in the Sanguine, please get him out of the Sanguine, for the love of God. What are you doing, man? Ah, good times, good times. Just gonna clear my stuff here. I'm gonna try to be the guy that gets picked for baiting out the circles during the next boss. We'll see what happens. That guy stood in a circle. So if you want to know if you're making a mistake or somebody else is, all you gotta do is right-click your details panel. If you got that add-on, click deaths, then take a look at what killed them. If they get killed, they go from full to dead in a second. Like, for example, this guy went from full to subterranean eruptions killed him in less than like a second. Like, yeah, there's nothing you can do for that. Like, that guy died very quickly. So, yeah. Anyway. Just go. Anyway, same old song and dance here. Do some damage when you get a chance. Throw up your stuff. I'm gonna use Nature's Vigil. Hopefully I'll get Wild Growth cast. I did, so lucky. Enough fluorescence to keep everything up. And put regrowth on people that don't have it, as well as the rejuves. Oh boy. I put a skull on something so that I give everybody something to focus on. The biggest thing on this boss fight that people screw up all the time is they try to cut the corners and walk through this purple stuff. Like, you cannot walk through the skeleton wall or you are going to just die. There will be nothing that you can do about it. Like, you can get some like minor heals out. You can maybe save somebody, but chances are if they go through that bone wall, it's done. They're brown bread. All right. Kind of fell off on my healing there, trying to do a little DBS. So I'm gonna get my nature swiftness and convoke going. And then I'm gonna throw up tranquility just so I can make sure everybody's doing good and don't have to worry about anything. Take care not to walk through the bone wall and everything will be fine. It is far more acceptable to get hit by that frontal cone than it is the skeleton wall. Pretty much my general advice is the skeleton wall will 100% kill you. The frontal will only maybe kill you. And then, you know, try to be polite to people because, you know, you don't want to make everybody mad at you. Then you'll have a harder time finding groups. And it's just better to have a less toxic community. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Let's go see if I need the trinket. Roll for it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, learned something. If you have any questions, want to know anything, or think I should do something differently, by all means, throw that in the comments, and I would be happy to answer your questions. So, until next time, try not to die.